Hey guys, it's Sunday. It's Ryan. I'm sorry for the crappy videos the last couple of weeks. I just kind of suck at talking about different things. But as far as my coming out story, that'll be easy for me to talk about. I'm actually trying to shorten it because I've recorded it twice and it's been like 10 minutes long. So, I'm trying to shorten it. But anyway, and I said Katie would be in this video, but we just wanted to spend the time cuddling, so we didn't make it. And so now I'm making it after she left. So, coming out. Uh, as far as coming out as a lesbian, my family was 100% accepted. Not 100%, 90. My mom, maybe 99 point, I don't know. She was basically the only one that was not accepting. I told her, and she, told me I was going to hell, and she didn't agree with it, and it was gross, and she puked, which, yeah, dumb, I know. But anyway, and then, she lectured me for a while again after she puked, and it was just bullshit. Like, we still don't talk about it. It's just something we just kind of leave alone. Now, as far as, like, trans, coming out as trans, it took a while. I mean, like, it took a while for me to accept the trans thing, to understand that I was trans. And so before I could come out to anybody else, I had to figure it out for myself, obviously. So I did a lot of research, looked at a lot of YouTube videos, and I went to Pride. I had been going to Pride, and I met a few trans people who I became friends with and talked to them, and I didn't necessarily lead on to the fact that I thought I was trans, but like I talked to them. I said things like, "How'd you know you're trans? Like, how does it feel to be trans?" Just so I knew like what I was feeling, and if I was feeling kind of the same similar things than they were, then I could say, "Hey, I think I'm trans. I need your help." And that's kind of how it happened. I thought about it like different like little things, like it made me excited. Like we were fishing, me, my cousins, and my grandpa, my aunt and my uncle, like around April-ish, or May, or March, something. Anyway, one of those 3 months. We were fishing, and they were going in sexes to the bathroom, and Grandpa's like, well, I guess the guys will go first, and they're like, hey, you coming? And I was like, that made me smile. That made my night. I talked about that for like a week. I was excited. And that was before I even came out. It was before I even really knew myself. And then and then after that, they joked with me and called me Timothy. And, like, I don't like the name, but, like, it made me happy that they were, like, kind of, sort of accepting. So, like, I don't know. That helped a lot. So anyway, so then, after I kind of came out to figure out for myself, I talked to my friend Cade, and I was like, hey, it took me like an hour to tell him, actually, maybe 2 hours, more like an hour, and I finally said, hey, he was like, I know what you're gonna tell me, because I've kind of figured it out myself. He's like, I know what you're gonna tell me, but I need you to say it, it'll help you. So I finally looked at him and was like, I think I'm trans. And he was like, yeah, you think, and we talked about it for another, like, a couple of hours, and, we talked about it for days, and then, he kind of helped me, with everything, like, and he helped me, come out to, after I came out to him, I told my two best friends, and one of them, started helping me, pick out names, and then the other one, she told me she knew, and that, she accepted me. I've lost a few friends along the way, but 90% of them have been pretty accepting. I haven't told all of them. Some people I just think they haven't been there for me really, so I'm just gonna leave it alone. And if and when they find out, I mean, they'll eventually find out, but just kind of let them find out on their own and just deal with it. Like, my closest friends are extremely accepting of it, and to me, that's all that matters. Family wise, my grandpa, I told him, he was probably one of the first people I told, and he was like, he didn't think it was real and said I need to go to ginger therapy and figure stuff out. Um, and my aunt was kind of in the same way. I didn't tell mom. Mom figured it out from somebody else, and she's not accepting. She refuses to call me anything but my birth name and female pronouns, and I'll always be her baby girl, all that stuff. My aunt was like, it's gonna be hard to introduce you as my nephew and Ryan and he and stuff. Like, I'm not used to this. And I was like, yeah, I understand. Like, it's not gonna come overnight. So, yeah, like, they're all pretty accepting, sort of. I've had people from my family say they were gonna disown me and all that stuff, and they disown me, it's my life. I have to be able to be comfortable in my own skin, or I'm not gonna be comfortable. So, but yeah, so, I mean, my aunt said she's working on the Ryan thing and the male pronouns. She's just kind of got to be careful because she doesn't want my cousins to know until I start tea and stuff. So, but yeah, I mean, my girlfriend, I was already out as trans when I met her, so she was just like, cool. She dated a trans guy before he was out, but she understands kind of, what it means to be trans and stuff, so she was completely accepting and still is. So, I've been kind of lucky, besides my mom. My mom hounds me just about every day about the trans thing, calls me a tranny, and when I told her I was a lesbian, she called me super dyke all the time. So, I mean, people come and go, out of your lives, and, I mean, if they're gonna, not want anything to do with you because of who you are, then forget them, screw them. They don't matter. I know they may be family, I know they may be your best friends, but at the end of the day, if they're not happy with who you are and they don't, I mean, if they're arguing and they're bitching all the time about you being who you are, then obviously, they're not worth your time, because you have to be comfortable with you or life is gonna suck worse than it normally does. So, but anyway, so that's my coming out story, kind of in a nutshell. If you want to know gory details, you can ask. And also, if you need any advice, if you're thinking about coming out, you don't know if you're trans, you don't know if you're lesbian, you don't know what you are, if you just need somebody to talk to about it, if you're worried about coming out, whatever, you can hit up my Ask box on Tumblr. I'll put the link down below. I'll also put my email, so you can email me if you don't have a Tumblr. And I'll put my personal YouTube, which I don't hardly ever post videos on there, but I'll put my personal YouTube on there so you can send me a message if you want. And just, feel free to ask me anything. I'll definitely be here for you and stuff. So everything will be down below, and I'll see you guys next week. Bye.